I hope my internet handles it. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm with my girl, Ly. How are you, beautiful?
Hello, I am doing well. Not sleeping yet.
Yes, yet being the operative word. So I'm really excited. Some people may not have seen the chat that we had last Friday, where we kind of spoke about how we've been on this journey for a little while together and kind of seen each other grow. And it did highlight to me during our conversation, just there's so many things that are similar with us, which is pretty cool.
Yes, but you have hair. I don't. So. Just the visual differences.
A few stark differences, but you're absolutely beautiful regardless. Hi, Bia. Bia is tuning in from Belgium. Hello beautiful. So I am really excited to have you here. We're mostly women. We are like 96, 97% women in this tribe. And I know that you are super passionate about having women really grounded in their body, connected and embodying their full power. So that's a bit of what we're going to touch on tonight. And you're going to leave us with an amazing process at the end, a beautiful guided meditation to really help bring people in. So tell us a little bit about you, where you're from. Yeah.
Oh, hello from Sydney. I am Ly Aunapu and I'm a transformation coach. I've been running women's circles in Sydney or whenever I traveled. Originally, I'm from Estonia, but I've been living abroad for 10 years, lived in 6 different countries, a bit of a traveler. Yeah. Yes, completely. And yeah, it's my big passion to help women come back to their bodies. And you know why it's even important. I think it's the basis of everything. That's where, you know, that's how we learn to love ourselves unconditionally. That's when we give ourselves permission to go after big dreams, to make things happen. So and keep it real, you know, because I always feel authenticity is one of my core values in life. And how do we achieve that is actually coming back to our bodies. You know, it's the only home we really have. Yeah. And I also, while I'm saying a home, it's interesting because what comes to me is that for so many years I was always looking for that place where I could belong, you know. And that's why, you know, I never felt that that I'm at home in my home country. But then when I traveled abroad or lived abroad, I never felt home there either. And it was only finally when I was like making peace with myself, that's when I started feeling that, okay, I belong, I found my home. And yeah, I used to have even a Facebook cover, home is where the heart is. But it's so cool. I love it.
Yeah. And so no matter where you are in the world, once you found that stability and that core within you, it's a beautiful place to be living and experiencing from. You know, I think all of us still have that journey within, you know, ahead of us, in that, yeah, there's always another step we can take.
Absolutely. It's an ongoing journey. It's the same thing, you know, you go to the gym or exercise. It's not like, oh, I did it for a week and now I'm fine. It's like you're gonna keep working on it. But of course it's gonna get easier. You know, it's a muscle you build. It's gonna get easier, but it is a work. It's a commitment, devotion in your heart, knowing that this is the way I want to live my life. Choosing yourself.
Was there a moment in your life when you realized, or was it mainly from traveling, when you realized just how disconnected you were and what you had to do to really bring that home?
Moments. There were many moments. And I think, you know, there are a lot of signs how we understand when we are disconnected from our bodies. And some of them can be, you know, maybe the most obvious ones are when we feel numb. We feel that we can't express our emotions freely. We just don't feel much. Or there's another side of it when we feel like those highs and lows, the dramas, when we're being a drama queen, when we don't know how to handle our emotions. That's like that other side of that numbness, which means you are disconnected. You don't know how to really express your emotions healthily. So that numbness, I definitely had it, like, and both sides of it, And for me personally, and I know for a lot of women, it's a big one as well. That's why I want to talk about it. Seeking. And seeking can show up in different forms. And I have a feeling we talked about it, maybe in the other video.
We might have on Friday. Or
I don't know. It may be in another lifetime. But it's that seeking, and it can show up in the form of seeking for, let's say, love outside of yourself, meaning through different relationships. That was definitely my journey. It started in school when I was looking for validation from my teachers, from family members, being the good girl, having the best grades, being that overachiever. Then it moved into, I need love from guys, seeking for that love. And then that seeking became for me, when I realized that I'm seeking, I became a spiritual seeker. So it was a lot about, I need another course, I need another program, but I didn't use those things as tools. It was more like, this will change everything for me. It has to. So this is the difference, right?
I'm so passionate about this because that's what I really want us changing the culture around this, because so many people think, oh my God, this is going to be my answer. And it is never the answer. It can guide you there, but there's a lot of self-responsibility that goes along with getting to that insight that you're seeking. It is within. And, the gurus and the teachers, yes, they can guide us along the way, but it isn't them doing the hard work. Or another one is, I'm sorry, I've got a phone call that I can't answer.
No worries, take it.
No, the other one is like, there's wanting to outsource the healing. So wanting to just, can you just fix it for me? Can I just book a session? Can I just come to a retreat and let's just get this done? And I still do it too. I still catch myself. Whereas it really resonates, Kath, with where you've been. Yeah. And I still catch myself thinking, okay, let's just get this done. But now I realize, okay, this is coming up for a reason. And so I'm approaching it with different language, different energy of like, okay, this needs my attention. It's coming up for a reason now. Let's see what's going on. Yeah. So spiritual seeking, it was, instead of being just a tool for your tool belt, it was like you were pinning all of your hopes on that.
And it's like how we give our power away. We still think someone else. Angel cards. So I love angel cards. Why I love tarot now? Because I see it very differently. Before I saw it like it needs to give me answers. Now I actually, because if you take the card, and you really say, okay, how does that really resonate? You actually need to go deep inside. The answer, you're actually using the card to really get answers from yourself. While if you just go and see, let's say, a psychic who just tells you exactly what's going to happen in your life, I don't think that's a relevant information. I like psychics who are more, giving you guidance or direction in some ways, but it still needs to come from within. Otherwise, it's all about giving that power away. Someone else is, knows better than us. And it's never the case. It's never the case.
Yeah.
So treat those things as tools that will work through you.
Yes.
Because of course the programs will help you. Yes, the coaching will help you, but only if you decide first. And this is, I recommend everyone, if you haven't watched it, the previous video we did, when did we do it? Last week, you said?
Friday. Yeah. Yes, Friday. Yeah.
I also talked there about energetic commitment. And I think it's one of those most important steps that comes with awareness as well, as equally important as awareness. It's really deciding, knowing, taking that radical responsibility, that devotion in you that is so strong that you know, no matter what, you are committed to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And without that, when we just, let's say, oh, this program is going to solve everything for me, it's going to give me answers, you will be disappointed. I'm sorry to say that. But if you treat it as a tool, it's very different. So now we're already talking about embodiment here, actually.
Yeah.
So, and there are many signs disconnected from, a lot of women also, they don't experience joy anymore. It's the saddest thing to see. We have put fun, playfulness, the backside of the seat. We think it's not important. We only allow ourselves to have fun if our 5-year-old daughter is wearing like Princess Elsa dress or something,
Yeah.
And we're like, this is amazing. But this is the inner child in us who is like, please, I want to play.
Yes.
And why play is important. It's connected to creativity.
Yeah.
It helps you to unleash that. Now we talk about creativity. Another thing, how we know when we're disconnected is when our sexual energy is shut down.
Mm-hmm.
The life force energy.
Yeah.
That's how we are. Also another sign we are disconnected. Or when we don't know, we feel stuck often. We don't know. We don't have clarity.
Mm-hmm.
That's again, we are disconnected from the body. So we think it comes from the mind, but it doesn't. Mind is where all the chatter happens. But if you want the real answers, the real knowing, that comes from the body. Intuition doesn't come from your logical mind. It comes from the body.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you've had ladies who you've been working with, whether it's at your amazing circles, and I just remember I never had a chance to come to one of your circles, and now with COVID and all of that, who knows when you'll be doing those again. But I remember seeing the photos, and you could tell the energy in the photos. But when women come to that or into your one-on-one sessions or something, a lot of the times you can recognize how disconnected they are. What are some of the key things that you recommend starting with? Some of the basics, And before you hold that thought, Kath Brannon just said, how true. It's great to have tools and facilitators, but ultimately it's our own commitment to finding the knowing, what's right for us, and then aligned action, Kath. Yes. And most importantly, enjoying the journey of discovering ourselves. Yes. Discovering and remembering ourselves at that soul level.
Yeah. I love that. Remembering. Ultimately, remembering who we are.
Yes. Yeah. So what are some of the basics that if you see a woman struggling, completely disconnected, what are some of the things that you share just to really bring her back to her center?
So one of the things that I always notice that women like that, they struggle with actually accepting their emotions. So I would say like one of the very first things is about learning to connect with your emotions and learning to really express all of them and not judge them. Because what we do, we of course like some emotions and we don't like to feel angry. Like anger is actually one of the emotions that women need to learn to get in touch with.
Yes.
And because when people say, that's actually one of the signs as well. I don't do anger. I never get angry. I'm like, yeah, right. You don't get angry because you suppress it. And we women, it's crazy how many women don't allow that. They just keep it inside. Somewhere shut it down really, really deep inside, and it's gonna actually manifest in other ways. That's when we can get shoulder pain, like even manifested in our physical body as tension, right? So definitely you can do even like a very simple body scan. Body scan meaning you wake up in the morning or whenever you want to do it and just see, okay, close your eye. Always I recommend to close your eyes because it's just an easier way to get in touch with your body. How am I feeling? Do I feel tension? Is there a tension in the body? If that tension would have words, what would it say? As simple as that.
Yes.
Things are simple. What is not simple is our resistance. Even when we know that these things are good for us, we still don't want to do it. It's the ego, right? It likes to keep the status quo, so it doesn't want change. I would definitely say emotions. Whatever you need to do to really allow your emotions to move really through your body. Emotions, energy in motion. So if you feel stuck, it means the emotions are also stuck. And the best way to really, get clarity, get unstuck, it's not to get into your mind, start overthinking, try to find answers. It's actually do a very simple body movement exercise, which can look like you put on some music, but this is not performative dancing. It's moving the body. Can be shaking your body loose. And you'll be surprised. After 5 minutes of shaking your body, you stop and see what's going to happen. Tears come. So I was running a Sensual Woman Embodiment program this was this year. Oh my God. This May. And it's a group program. And one of the women came there because she felt really numb. She said it was the scariest thing for her because she had always felt at least something, anxiety or whatever, but she was so numb. And what helped to crack her open, I think it was the second week we did that, was that body movement exercise. And after that, she said tears came after months of nothing. So whenever I hear things like that, I'm just like, oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So this is like one simple thing that everyone can do.
Amazing. There's so many, when you talk about it, I think, there's so much that I forget to do.
Of course.
Because of that, that has come up through a healing session, actually. And, we have all of our bodies, our physical body, our emotional body, our spiritual body. And in this healing session, the mental body, has been far too in control. So it had to take a bit of a backseat. And the physical body was saying, I feel so forgotten. You totally ignore me. And in the most loving way. Anyway, so that this was in an afternoon. The next morning, it was the healer called me and she said, your physical body just like astral traveled to me and said, thank you so much for at least bringing her attention to the fact that she's so ignoring her physical body. And to this day, like, obviously there's still resistance and stuff there. So it's now in my awareness, but it's still something that I have to remember to do. So,
and another thing here to add, that's good that you're bringing it up because we do forget. And I want you to also know how simple it can be. Because sometimes when we do a lot of this personal development work, we imagine that how this connection with our, let's say, soul looks like is we sit in a lotus pose, do meditation. And sometimes it's not going to help you because it's like that performative action, right? It's like, I did it and then I did that. So I'll give you an example. The other day, I woke up and I felt anxiety bubbling up. And I'm like, okay, I did my morning breath work, which always helps me. I still was like, I don't know. Had my cold shower, still felt weird. Did I was like, okay, did some tapping, and still felt so anxious. And then my intuition told me, put on Cardi B. I never listened to Cardi B. Just, I put on Cardi B. I was in my kitchen. I was just dancing, singing, bitch have my money, and I felt joy. And I was like,
Yes.
and sometimes your intuition says meditate, sometimes your intuition says listen to Cardi B or whatever.
Yes.
And I laughed so much later when I thought about it, because this is how it can show up. There are no rules, right?
Yes.
Ultimately, when we learn to let go of all this mind chatter and all these layers of how things should look like, your intuition really starts speaking through you. And it can come up in ways you didn't expect, like mine in the kitchen, you know.
Yeah.
It worked. So
yes. Well, that's a good point, actually, because Monday morning, we've had kids' birthdays and all the bad food that goes along with that. I was just feeling really gross in my body. I'm like, Monday morning, I'm getting up and going for a walk. And I love this time of year when it is so light, really early in the morning. So got up and went for a walk, and I would normally, you know, get dressed, put my shoes on and go to walk for a pace, you know, and get the heart rate up. And this time I was like, no, I'm going to do a walking meditation. And I've never done a guided walking meditation like this before, where you listen. And I knew I had a time frame, so I thought that'll keep me on track. That's perfect. And it was very deliberate to walk really slowly. And I feel like some of the lessons in that was, it wasn't about me getting out and getting my heart rate up. It was about me connecting into, grounding into my environment and hearing the birds that I never hear and noticing the trees that I've never noticed. And also noticing how slow and gentle I was walking compared to everybody else who was out there, who was on the mission to get their 40-minute walk done before they start their day. And, you know, their mind isn't even in it either. So that was a really good, I'm glad I listened to that nudge. And I think that's what it comes down to. Instead of, we don't always need these rigid rituals of, you know, although they are important, but if you're tuning in each time, the ritual will come.
Absolutely.
And it can be so fluid.
And what I always tell women that, you know, are in my group containers or one-on-one, ultimately, these tools are like preparing for real life. And the goal is that one day we don't need those tools, that they will start flowing through us. So the meditation, we are in meditation, right? Like even talking right now, paying attention to each other. Like I don't have notes here that I've prepared, because I don't like doing things this way, because that's going to be crap, you know? I know that. It's not that I'm not prepared. I'm prepared my whole life for this conversation, you know? So this is where I also noticed, I've been doing in September a morning running challenge for 30 days. You go for morning running every day. And we also post like a photo in the group. And I noticed that, you know, although I'm running on the same track, every day I post a different photo. Because first I was like, after the first few days, I'm like, oh, what do I post now? It's the same. But then I started seeing the small details. It's not the same. There's this tree here, another one there. Then this little pathway is completely different than the one on the opposite side. These flowers here. And I've had, today's 22nd, so 22 different photos already. So that's how we pay attention.
Yes. And it's what you choose to look at. You can choose to look at, you know, the one line, one pathway in front of you, or you can choose to experience everything around you. Amazing. Everyone's very chatty tonight. I love this so much.
Me too.
Beth saying, oh my goodness, I've never heard of that. Yeah, the emotion is energy.
I didn't actually come up with that. I'm sorry, but it's widely used. It's really good.
It is. It explains it so much. Now, Facebook user. I think this might be Ken. This might be Ken, because he uses ours a lot. Hopefully it's you, Ken. I think you're a breath of fresh air, Lee, with your insight, thoughts and awareness. Yes, this is Ken, with regards to what are simple tools and how we really need to go about learning and growing. Yes.
Thank
absolutely.
you. I'd like to be a breath of fresh air.
Yes, I know. And the other giveaway is the WRT with regards to. I know who writes like that.
I thought someone wrote WTF.
But yeah, I will absolutely share a walking meditation. I literally just went to Google and YouTube and just put one in and found one that was a relevant time. So maybe try a few out. That would be good.
Maybe it was like, take a step and another step.
Yeah. No, it was really good. I've never done it before. It's good. Hi.
Hello.
Okay, so would you like to before we go into, hi Lauren, well, welcome, come and hang out. I would love if you would guide us through a beautiful process that you use for really connecting and getting into that embodied state. But before you do, I know that you have something exciting that's happening next week, and I just want you to share that with the tribe before we go into a meditative state, because what's going on next week?
Yes, next week I'm starting my 8-week group program, which is called Sensual Woman Embodiment, and it's a group container, very intimate group container, and it's all about practicing those embodiment practices. So not so much about learning new things, although there is some knowledge for the context, of course, but it's mostly about putting all those things into practice. And I was running it first time in May, and women had really beautiful shifts, like I shared previously, with anxiety and numbness and just, you don't have to be in this bad place. Like I always say that, ultimately we all need to put ourselves first, guilt-free. It's like a gift that you give yourself. And it's just like, I've been hosting women's circles. The same idea around this program was that I realized there's already so much of those, workshops where we just learn. We're all like consuming constantly. So I wanted to create something where we really practice it. And like I say, doing the things we talk about, walking your talk. So this is what the Sensual Woman Embodiment Program is about. And
amazing.
If anyone's interested, you can just, I guess, write to me and I can give you information. I'd love to have some gorgeous women there.
You can comment. We can connect you. I think you did send me a link weeks ago, or send me the link and we can put it in here if anybody. But it is kicking off soon, so that's why I wanted to share that. But so what process would you like to guide us through tonight on this beautiful Tuesday night, which is also the spring equinox? That's
true. Yes I thought about meeting your higher self. I'm going to do this little guided meditation.
Amazing. Okay.
Visualization.
So if you've never done something like this before, where you follow along, there is no right or wrong. Just make yourself comfortable, and as best as you can, try and eliminate distractions, really. So if the kids are still up, then if you get distracted, so be it. But Sarah's excited. She loves these.
And even when you get restless, it's actually a good thing. It's still, when I first meditated in my life, I felt terrible physically. I was in pain. So it's like your body's detoxing. Or if you get very sleepy, it's a distraction as well. And it's always, don't judge it. Don't judge your experience. Whatever you're experiencing, this is your experience. And even just doing it with your restless feet and heart and whatever, it's all perfect.
Yes, it's all good. You'll still get what you need right now, for sure.
And I need it, so I'm doing it for me as well.
Oh, hang on, Cass said, your course sounds amazing. All about embodying. Knowledge remains just that. Exactly.
Very true.
We can be so intelligent and so on the money with our knowledge, but if we
mind is so tricky. It's continuously learning new things, and it's always trying to convince us. Like that's what I often say, when I also start coaching women. I'm like, I might say things you know, but it's not about knowing. It's about just look at your life. Is this working for you? And if something's not working for you, there is this embodiment. As easy as that.
Yeah.
All right, let's
so
do that.
simple. I love it.
It is
Okay.
simple. Life is simple, guys.
Yes.
So just closing your eyes and find a comfortable place to relax. And just connecting with your breath. Taking a deep breath in. Letting it out. If you'd like, you can even sigh out all the tension as well. So we're gonna take another deep breath in. Hold it at the top. And sigh it out. And another one just like that. Taking a deep breath in. Holding it at the top. And sighing it out. And just allowing all the muscles in the body just relax. Letting your body know that there is nothing she needs to do at this moment. Just be. Just stay present. Let my voice guide you through this. And if the body is carrying any tension, just letting that soften naturally. And connecting with the silence. Or perhaps there's a noise around you. Whatever is there, let it help you get even more centered and grounded in your body. And just taking a moment to thank your body for being here right now, for showing up for yourself. Whatever it was that led you here, maybe a curiosity, need for relaxation, whatever guide you here, just taking a moment of gratitude. And if you like, you can also put your hands on your belly or on your heart, whatever feels right for you. We women so often are keeping our bellies in. That's what we've learned. Just letting your belly know that it can just hang out and relax. Let it be as big as it wants to be. Just softening. And now in your mind's eye, you can imagine seeing a lift. If you don't like small places, it can be like a huge, huge lift. So even with windows, if that makes you feel better. And you can see different numbers there. And pushing one button, let the lift start moving, taking you to that floor that you've just chosen. And now, when the doors are opening, let the doors open now. You step through the doorway to the beautiful restaurant. It's like the most gorgeous restaurant you've ever seen. And just take a moment to look around. What's the location like? Where are you? Maybe you get a sense of which country it is, or is it in the nature? Is it in the city? Maybe it's a rooftop bar. Maybe it is a friend's house. Whatever is your experience, just taking a moment to seeing that. And also seeing yourself. This is the best version of you, the higher version of you. And pay attention. How are you walking there? How do you walk? What are you wearing? How do you hold your body? How do you feel in your body? Maybe there's someone else with you there. How do you feel about yourself and your life? And walk into that restaurant. There's a beautiful table there, just for you and maybe your company. How are you showing up? How do you speak? And now let the waiter or waitress come with a menu. It's a very special menu. Have a look at how it looks on the outside, the cover of this menu. It's a menu like you've never seen before. And it's a special menu because it serves your dreams. And when you open the menu, take a really good look what is there. And remember, you can choose anything a la carte, anything you like. So have a look. What do you want to be served today? Maybe for the rest of your life. Limitless possibilities. Hand it to you. What do you choose? Knowing that anything's possible. I hope you've chosen some things already. Let's add some dessert as well. What is it that you want to add to the list? What else? And if you could order that thing, that really exciting thing, you know what it is. What is it? What else you're ordering? And now if you're just closing the menu, giving it back to the waiter or waitress, and you're just like calling them back, you're like, oh, one more thing, that really big thing that I always wanted and I forgot I can have it now. What is it? Yes. That's it. That's what it is. You know what it is. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And just feel it in your body. How all of this has been served right now. Your soul decided. Beautiful. Just really feeling that excitement, expansion in the body. All of this is here already, this moment. And remembering that time is just a construct. And everything that appears in your consciousness is already available right here, right now, in this moment. And now imagine you're sitting there in that restaurant and you want to send a really quick note. Really quick note to that present version of you. Your higher self sitting in the restaurant wants to leave a really quick note to the present version of you. What does she write? Give her a moment. Maybe there are some words of wisdom, something you need to remind yourself to pay attention to. Let's give her some time to write that down. Beautiful. And trust that this note has been sent now. And now when you're standing up, knowing that all these dreams have been served, everything that you wished for, and if there was anything that you forgot, know that you can always go back to it. This restaurant is never going to disappear. You can always visit it whenever you feel like it. And now walking back to the lift, leaving the restaurant, but really sense how you're walking out of it, how you feel in your body, and connecting with that feeling and letting it grow inside you. And go back to the lift and go back to the ground floor. And stepping out and remembering time is just a construct. Everything that appears in your consciousness is already available right now, right here in this very moment. And taking a deep breath in. And letting it out. And moving your toes or fingers. Becoming more aware of this moment here right now. And another deep breath in. And letting it out. And slowly opening your eyes. coming back here.
Delicious. Oh, so good.
You fall asleep?
No, not at all. I very much, as soon as we stopped, I was like, man, I'm holding so much tension in my body.
Yeah.
I was like, thank God we're doing this. Yeah. And I'll just share, because maybe some others experience this as well. Is it's almost you sit down. I felt very connected with that higher version, and you sit down and you've got this open possibility, this menu of anything that you want to order. And it's almost, when we are told that everything is so limited, it's hard to flick to that limitless. Of course. Yeah.
Yep.
So at first a few things were coming to mind, but then you're like, and another thing, and another thing, and another thing. And it was like, oh my God. But as you started describing it and building that excitement, it didn't matter that I didn't have a perfect vision or a perfect, arrangement of what that was. The excitement made it happen,
Yes.
So, and that comes down to our clairs as well. Like, do we really clearly see? Do we hear? Do we feel? Or do we just know? Sometimes it's just knowing that abundance and that amazing future is coming for you as well. So however you experience that, it is perfect for you.
I'm happy you shared that, because it's very common to experience it this way. We often think that we have all these limitless opportunities, and then we're like, yes, this thing, I'm going to order this. The truth is, we can get overwhelmed, or we might not have clarity. And I think it's such a beautiful metaphor for life. We don't need to have that exact idea. Like, you don't need, there's a lot of talk about you need to know exactly, you need to have clarity.
Yeah,
I think you need to feel, like exactly you said, there's this excitement of knowing, and you're going to follow that, and that will lead you to places.
Yes.
And this exercise, this embodiment exercise practice we did here, you could actually play around with it, even take out your journal every now and then. Imagine this is the menu. What do you order? Because it's a muscle we start building. We don't know that there are limitless possibilities. We know there are limitations, right?
Yeah.
So it's that muscle needs to start working, and one thing leads to another, and then all of a sudden you have your vision right there.
Yeah. Bea said, that was beautiful. I feel so relaxed, and I ordered so much.
Yes. Good. I like it. Be greedy.
Yes. It's all good, because there's no limit. And no matter what you order, it doesn't mean that there is any less for anybody else.
No.
Absolutely. Everybody has the same ability to get everything that they want and need. So,
this is, I love that you're saying it, because sometimes, we feel like when it comes to money, that if I make a lot of money, it takes something away from others, or people who are suffering. How can I make money and live an abundant lifestyle if there are all these people suffering in this world? And it's so interesting. We don't have, we don't often think about in the same way about health. Like, I'm healthy, and yes, there are people who are struggling with different health issues. So me becoming sick as well, it's not going to help those people. And the same thing with money and abundance. So I like to think about it, as health. When I start having these blocks around, how much can I allow in, that fear of, but there are people who are suffering and struggling. So just remember, when you are healthy and your friend is sick, you becoming sick as well is not going to help her. You being healthy and taking care of her will help her. And the same thing is with money. And
beautiful. I just love that so much. Knowledge is limited, imagination is limitless. Very well said, Sarah.
Beautiful.
Very well said.
I'm going to quote you, Sarah.
Yes. I would love to know, as we sign off, I would love to know what the note was. If you feel called to share, what note did your higher self send to your present self?
I'd love to hear that as well. How
Yeah,
about yours?
mine was very simple, it simply said, keep it simple, meditate first.
I
That was
love
a huge theme. Like, even the whole way through the journey, it was just like, you know, my mind started going, we need to fit this into more areas of our day, you know.
Yes.
So yeah, keep it simple, meditate first.
I
That
love
was
that.
lush. My cup is full up. Yay.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
Oh, so Sarah, it was an Albert quote. Okay.
Oh,
Cool.
doesn't matter. We thought it's yours.
Yeah, that's all right. Awesome. Thank you so much for that beautiful process and just amazing conversation too. It's
always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So reach out, comment if you want any more information about your embodiment, Sensual Woman. Is that what it's called? Yes. And but we'll see more of you through the tribe, through the Soul Journey University, as we're growing and moving forward as well, because it's so nice to have your energy here and your wisdom and your insights and your guidance. It's beautiful.
I loved it. And guys, if you have any questions, please write it in the comments. I'm also, part of this group. So yes, or share your experience. I'd love to know.
Yes.
Any insights you had.
Oh, Beth, your higher self drew Dory. Just keep swimming. Okay.
Yep, I love that. It's true.
Yeah.
Just
it's like it's all good.
This is what it is.
Mine was, you will never be alone. You are loved. Amazing. Amazing. Truly wonderful and fun. Excellent.
Yes, that's how we like it.
Yes. Awesome.
Lovely to meet you, Sarah, as well.
Yes. You two will have to meet in the flesh one day. Yeah.
We will.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much. Thanks
you.
everybody in the tribe coming and spending this time with us, and Ly for your amazingness.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Big hugs. Good night, everybody.
Night.